The bottom line is that every sentence that you go into, you want to come out of that sentence knowing exactly what the author said. What I find myself doing is I'm reading each sentence, I'm understanding it, and then I'm rephrasing it to myself in plainer English. It sounds weird, but English that's more plain spoken to me. And then I find myself also doing that throughout the passage. So like, let's say I'm about a third of the way through the passage, I'll stop and I'll be like, okay, I get what you're saying. There's these, one group of people who think this, and there's this other group of people who think that. And that like reframing for me helps me stay, on top of the passage in the sense that I see the big picture. So you need to understand the details accurately, but then you need to step back and just kind of think about how they all relate together. I'm not oversimplifying, but I certainly am. When I'm recapping, I'm taking the information that the author has given to me and reframed it in bite-sized chunks that are just so much easier for me to understand. And when I can see that in my head, then when I get to the end of the passage, I know what the main point is, and that helps with really all the questions on some level. So anyways, just something to keep in mind as you're reading comp. It's the section that probably requires the most just like brute force practice, right? You just have to practice reading, practice getting better at translating these sentences, which requires mental load. But it's also a section that, just like anything else in your life, and on the LSAT, you can improve just by persistently going after it, right? So for some of us, that may be one passage a day drilling. It's extraordinarily valuable. The difference between drilling one passage a day and, not really touching it because you feel like it's overwhelming is immense. Like, you could make serious progress once you look back after 3 weeks of drilling one passage a day and taking it very seriously and making sure you own that passage.